The Grand Highlander Hybrid is an efficient 3-row SUV. I'll include a link to the Toyota and Murray's website in the description down below. They're providing us with this Grand Highlander. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. This is a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder paired to an eCVT in a hybrid system. Puts out 245 horsepower. Fuel economy is 36 around town, 32 on the highway. We're closing in on 500,000 subscribers. I'd really appreciate it if you'd help out with that. Now the Grand Highlander is all about being grand. You've got a very boxy big hood. The headlights are pretty squared off, or I guess I should say kind of rectangular off. Fog lights down below, and then you have a massive grille, kind of like a Lexus. So it definitely gives a Grand Highlander a very distinctive appearance. Steering wheel set up at 255 by 55 by 20. You've got this kind of silver finish on the wheels, and then you got unpainted fender flares there. You notice elements like the mirror cap is painted, so are the door handles. You got nice chrome stripping at the bottom. Taking a look at the side profile, this is where you'll see the big boxy design. Key fob features, you've got the Grand Highlander logo there on the back of the key fob. On the front face we have our lock, unlock, and then the opening for the hatch. 1500 watt outlet here in the back, and then we have a mat that says Grand Highlander, and you actually have a good amount of space behind the third row for storage. There is also a little compartment underneath, not a lot of space, but a little bit of space. Now, not only is the third row on the Grand Highlander actually usable, there is real legroom back there. They also get cup holders, they got a little USB port, and then if you fold that third row down, you have a ton of space. This is a very practical vehicle. The taillights kind of arc up a little bit, and then you can see the rest of the badging and everything. And that will pretty much cap things off for the exterior of this Grand Highlander. This week's giveaway highlight is perfect for Mustang enthusiasts. The first car is a 60th anniversary GT convertible. You can't make a better date night car than that. The next car is a 1966 K-Code Mustang. It's got a V8, it's got a 4-speed manual, perfect for enthusiasts. And this is what you think of when you think of the word Mustang. Now, not only are the 2 Mustangs part of this giveaway, but also $34,000 in cash to help pay for the taxes. And your donations go towards helping children's and veterans charities. So use code BHC or click the link in the description down below or in the pinned comment. This will give you 4x bonus entries with any donation, $25 or more. Even keyless entry for the back, but let's pop in. Sunshades for the rear passengers. We also have nice soft touch trim on the door panel, some stitching. The seats are perforated all down the center. Legroom's good. We have a little storage pocket. We've got our own climate zone in the rear, heated seats, and there is some USB ports on the other side. There's another 1500 watt outlet. They do also give you ventilation throughout the top. Keyless entry for up front, and let's check it out. Blind spot monitoring, we've got nice kind of woodish looking trim. I think it's just plastic though, I don't know. Memory seats, all of our window controls, the mirrors do power fold in. By the way, acoustic glass up front. The front seats perforated all down the center portion. You do have power adjustments on the side with lumbar support. The front passenger seat's just power adjustable. Function for the heated steering wheel to the left of the steering wheel itself. Soft touch trim all around the steering wheel. Practical controls in the front face, including your adaptive cruise control with your lane centering, also lane departures on that side. Controls to the center stack, voice command, volume controls, and then traditional stocks there on the back. Digital gauge cluster in the very center, and when you change the drive mode, it'll give you a fun little drive-through animation. It does take a second though. I mean, it sits there for a while. You can see their background's red now versus blue. But yeah, regardless, you can change things in the gauges. They're very good in that sense. 360 camera system. It also fills in underneath the vehicle. It's got good resolution. The rest of the screen, well, this is Toyota's newest unit, so shortcut bar, it's quick to respond. You got a little volume control. They still give you some physical buttons below for the climate. This does have dual zone climate. Well, tri-zone actually, because you got the rear climate. Heated ventilated seats up front. A little bit of storage above the glove box with another USB port off to the side. Tons, I mean, there's USB ports everywhere here. Oh, camera button there. Phone charging pad too. Shifter here for the eCVTs. Lots of storage here. This whole setup. Got your parking brake and auto holds, and then you got some shortcut buttons for like stability, your drive modes, EV mode, hill descent, and then this has the sliding thing for the center console. It's a lot of storage space. There's nice trim on the sides. And then we just have our controls for the panoramic sunroof. $57,238 is the total MSRP, and let's see how it performs. Off in the Grand Highlander Hybrid. I'll get a review on the Hybrid Max at one day.
But we'll start with the regular hybrid, right? You gotta move up with the powertrains. We already did the 2.4 turbo. Now, this Grand Highlander is like the limit of what this powertrain can handle. And you can see that in the fuel economy rating, because what you'll notice with this powertrain is when Toyota has it in a smaller car, the city fuel economy and the highway fuel economy pretty much the same. Sometimes the highway's even better than the city. But this is such a big vehicle that the powertrain's like maxing out on the highway, so then it's not able to get as good a fuel economy, and that's why the city fuel economy is better. That's kind of how you know how stressed a hybrid powertrain is, by the way, is looking at city versus highway fuel economy. If the highway fuel economy is lower significantly, right, if it's like 1 mile per gallon, it's like, okay, whatever, that's neither here nor there. But if it's significantly lower, like a few, that means that you're gonna have not a lot of power on the highway. The car's having to really work to keep up to speed and everything. But around town, again, Toyota's system is super seamless. You got tons of low-end torque. It's smooth, really smooth. Man, this is random, but this car smells really nice. I review cars every single day, and so like I've kind of lost the new car smell, but this one's got a nice, it's got a nice smell to it. Weird. Yeah, the acoustic glass helps out the insulation. I mean, it's kind of a windier day today, and it seems to quiet things pretty well. Man, this is smooth. Super smooth. It's quiet. This is a nice, I like how this drives. I really do. If most of your driving is around town, this is perfect. This is what you want. It's just if you're gonna do more highway driving where this is then gonna kind of, not gonna fall apart, but I mean, you gotta understand, you're in a big heavy 3-row vehicle with 245 horsepower, you know? Yeah, it's really well balanced. So if you're mostly doing, you know, grocery store, like this is the mom car, right? Grocery store, taking the kids to school, and occasional, like that's my wife. She's like, actually she goes on the highway quite a bit now because she has to more. But when we lived in our old house, she pretty much never went on the highway, like very, very rarely. And so if you're like able to live in one of those places where everything's close, this is great. If that's not the case, you're probably going to want to go for the, even though the Max Hybrid has worse fuel economy, the extra power and everything's going to be, it's going to be great on the highway. So which hybrid should you go for will depend on how often you're driving on the highway. So let me know your thoughts on the regular hybrid. But yeah, I mean, it's great performance and everything. It's just, it's not going to have a whole lot of, there's a Max, by the way. Interesting. It's just not going to have a whole lot of top end to it like the Max version has, because I mean the Max version literally has like over 100 horsepower more than this, and that does make a pretty substantial difference.